Welcome back. In this lecture, we'll talk about how to transfer a file from your local desktop to the Linux machine, or how to copy a file from your Linux machine to your desktop. So let's go and connect to the Linux machine and we'll discuss about that. So right now I connected to this Ubuntu Linux machine and connected as a root user account. In the previous lecture, we discussed about standard input, standard output and standard error. So let's say you got a request to get the CPU information of that particular Linux machine and send that information to your manager, or maybe some other team is expecting, or maybe application team is expecting about the CPU information of this machine. So you want to send that information. So how we are going to send it? Standard output way, and then we can redirect into a file, and that file we can copy into our local machine, and from there we can attach into an email and we can send it. So now what I'm going to do, we are going to execute cat proc CPU info. So this command will provide you about this complete information about your CPU. So how many processors and all this information is going to be provided. So this information, what I'm going to do, I will redirect it to a file, and then that file we can transfer into our local machine. So now what we can do, clear it and then cat proc CPU info and redirect it to the file. So I'm going to keep that file in the /tmp location and then cpu info.txt. This is the name I'm providing. Why? Because when you are connecting from your laptop to your Linux machine, whatever the user account you are using, that user account should have access to this file. So by default, every user account will have access to /tmp. So if you are keeping the file in the tmp, then any user who are connecting from the outside, or maybe internally in this Linux machine, any user, normal user also can go and access this file. If you keep this file inside the /root, let's say I'll execute this command first and then it is redirected, and again I'll go and read that file cat tmp CPU info, and this is the information has been redirected. In case if this file is inside, let's say under the root, for example present /root is the home directory of root. If this file is created under this root, then from outside, if any normal user connects to this machine through a tool called WinSCP, then he cannot able to access this file because everyone doesn't have access. So that's why I kept inside this /tmp. So now the file is available here. So here we are going to use a tool called WinSCP. So with the help of WinSCP, we can able to connect to this Linux machine and we can download this file to our local, and then we can attach it to an email and we can send it to the respective team or respective person. Generally, this is one of the example, like lot of other scenarios will be there in the real world, like you want to upload some, for example, we will generate certificates. So for creating certificates, we'll generate key CSR files. So those key files and CSR files will be downloaded to our local machine, and we need to upload it to some website so that we can get the certificates. So that is one of the example. Likewise, many examples will be there which needs files from Linux machine to our local machine so that we can upload it to any specific websites, or we can send it to specific team. So this is very important. So how to connect to the Linux machine and download it. So now we need to install that WinSCP tool. So I'll open browser and I'll just go google.com and I'll type download WinSCP. It's a simple tool. So you can go to the official website of WinSCP and open this site, and directly you can download from here. Download this WinSCP. It's 11 MB size. Download it. Your download of WinSCP will start automatically. So it will be downloaded into our local, but I'm not going to install it because already it is available in my local machine. So once we download this .exe file, just install it, double click it, then it will get installed, like how we install normal regular softwares in our Windows machine. So once we install it, in the search bar just type search WinSCP. So go to the WinSCP, and it is asking me to update to the latest version. So I don't want to do it as of now. I will do it later. So here, this is the scenario. I'll close this. So here you can able to see this WinSCP tool is open, and here you can see new session. Click on new session here and click on new site, and you need to select protocol SCP. Always remember, from our local machine, how we are connecting to that machine, SCP, secure copy protocol we are using. If you want to use SFTP or FTP in the Linux machine, FTP software should install, then only you can able to connect as an FTP protocol. But as of now, only SSH protocol is installed in that machine. That is the reason SSH supports SCP secure copy. That's the reason you need to select SCP. If the server is installed with the FTP, then you can select FTP protocol. So I'm selecting SCP. So SCP is also part of SSH. So that's why we are connecting to the server to the 22 port, which is a SSH port. In case in the server, if SSH service is not running, then you cannot able to connect from this WinSCP to your Linux machine. If you cannot able to connect to the machine, means there could be two reasons. One is server might be down, or maybe second reason is SSH service might be down, or there might be third reason, from your local there might not be having access to the Linux machine. So we need to always check what could be the issues. So you need to provide the host name. You can provide the IP address. As of now, we created this Linux machine inside the AWS environment. So I'm going to take the IP address. So here I'll go to the AWS dashboard, and I'm going to take the IP. Always remember, take the public IP, because we are connecting through the internet. We are not inside that network to take the private IP. So go with the public IP. Copy this public IP and again open this WinSCP tool and provide here, and provide the username. So you can provide normal user account, whatever you are created. So I'm using normal user account. The username is Naveen, and I'm providing the password. So just give these credentials and log in, and it will check the credentials by connecting to the server. If it is everything correct, then it will authenticate to log in. Starting the sessions mean it's connected successfully. The left side is your laptop drive and right side is the server. Okay. So now whenever we connected, if you see, this is the default home directory. /home/Naveen is the default home directory. So, but the file is where it is inside the /tmp. Before that, you need to decide where you want to save this file. So in the desktop, where you want to save. If you see this up arrow means it's go to the parent directory. Just go one step back. Right now I'm inside the D drive. Again inside there is a directory called D drive, and again inside the D drive there is another directory called D drive. So where you want to save it, you can just select. Let's say I want to save in this location. Then before that, here I should go to the /tmp. So what I can do, I can go to the /tmp. So right now I'm inside this root. You can just click on this root directory, so that you will be redirected to the root, and here you can able to see tmp, and inside this you can see cpuinfo.txt. So this is the file. So now you can just drag and drop here, and it will be copied here. And if you see here, CPU info file is available inside your local machine. So this way you can copy the files from your Linux machine to the local desktop. So as I said, whatever the user you are using, that user should have access. Then only they can able to copy the files from Linux machine to your local machines. So if you are getting permission denied, then you should go into the Linux machine again and check whether whatever the user ID you are using, that user is having permission or not to that file or directories. And same way, from your laptop, if you want to transfer any files, the same way drag and drop. Let's say for example I want to drag and drop this index.html file. I'm just pull it here. So now again it got copied. See here, index.html. If you want to check go to the machine and check in the TMP folder. So go to the TMP and here you can able to see index.html file is available here. And same way I'll go to my local laptop and see whether the cpinfo.txt is available or not. See here, this is my local laptop. I am under D drive, and again inside that I can see D drive, and here I can see CPU info.txt. So this is how we will transfer files from Linux server to local desktop or local desktop to the Linux server. But one thing I would like to inform you that we created this Linux machine in AWS environment. So whenever you are connecting to a normal user, always make sure that you enable password authentication to yes. So inside this etc ssh, we have a file called sssd_config. So this file, so open this file vi sssd_config, and inside this file you need to enable this feature password authentication equal to yes. If you don't enable this feature, then through WinSCP you cannot able to connect to this machine with username and password. So this you need to take care before doing all this activity. Bye for now. We'll meet in the next video.